Are you struggling with unwanted weight gain, low libido, headaches, fatigue, mood swings, irregular cycles? These are all signs and symptoms of a deeper problem that your body is showing you. Today, we're going to be diving into the root causes of 6 known hormonal imbalances that affect men and women. And we're going to be showing you some ways to improve this using functional health. So let's get started. Hormones are chemical messengers that help to regulate metabolism, mood, energy, and reproductive health. When these become dysregulated, often symptoms will appear and dysfunction sets in. So let's break down these 6 imbalances and show you how you can get support for these. The first of these is dysmenorrhea, or painful periods. Now, unfortunately, every woman that goes through menstrual cycle has some degree of pain and cramping, as well as bleeding. But this is exaggerated PMS. And so this is a situation where they have significant pain for several days during their cycle. Now, the main root causes of this are going to be high levels of prostaglandin in the body, estrogen dominance due to poor detoxification by the liver and or maybe dysbiosis, and then magnesium or omega-3 deficiencies. So some of the solutions for this: obviously you want to improve detox, but you also want to increase the anti-inflammatory foods like turmeric and ginger in your diet. You want to support detox in the liver using things like dim and cruciferous vegetables. Dim actually comes from broccoli. And then you also want to supplement with omega-3s, the fatty acids or fish oil, magnesium, and B6. These are all play a role in the processing of your hormones. Lastly, you want to look at how your body is processing lipids and making sure that you are converting those down. Often we have a gallbladder issue that's involved. So look at these possible causes and some of these solutions here, just as a general overview. The next one is Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome, often called PCOS. This is often driven by high androgens and an insulin resistance. Many times there are comorbidities like being overweight, having diabetes, but even insulin resistance can contribute to this problem. Traumas are also involved with this. So some of the root causes are going to be high insulin levels, chronic inflammation and poor gut health, also nutrition deficiencies like in inositol and magnesium. And then it gets also back to the processing of your hormones as well. What are some of the things that you can do to help with this? Well, we need to look at exercise. We need to look at diet. You want to eat green leafy vegetables. You want to help to improve the microbiome. You also want to incorporate strength training to help you with insulin resistance. Eating fewer meals and having more time in between meals. Sometimes time restricted fasting is important, and also making sure you have enough time in between dinner and breakfast. And then lastly, you want to look at inositol and berberine to support insulin. So look at these as a possible support for polycystic ovarian syndrome. The next big one is cortisol imbalance and stress. Now, cortisol is your stress hormone. It impacts every other hormone in the body. Chronic stress leads to dysregulated cortisol, which then causes fatigue, anxiety, and weight gain. It also causes what's called a pregnenolone steal, where the body, instead of making DHEA or testosterone or estrogen, will take that base of cholesterol and make more cortisol because you have so much stress. This is a big problem. So what are some of the root causes? Chronic stress, poor sleep, blood sugar dysregulation, poor diet, nutritional deficiencies like B vitamin, magnesium, and adaptogens. These are at some of the root cause. And then obviously not regulating your stress very well, not living a balanced life. So some of the functional support is going to be prioritizing sleep so that you get good circadian rhythm. Adaptogens like ashwagandha, phosphatidylserine, phosphatidylcholine. Also diet and then exercise, super important, as well as meditation. Deep breathing and mindfulness to help regulate the stress response, but also trying to get at the core of maybe some of your stress. Start putting up healthy boundaries and get things working in that direction. Another one is menopause and hormone shifts. Now, this is a natural occurrence for women as they get to later ages. But menopause isn't just about estrogen dropping. It's also a shift in your body's how it metabolizes hormones. Many symptoms arise due to blood sugar and inflammation imbalance. So some of these menopause symptoms are worse because of these. So let's look at some of the root causes. The most obvious one is cessation of the menstrual cycle, which does cause a drop in your estrogen and progesterone levels. But also insulin resistance and chronic inflammation, as well as metabolic slowdown. These things are all contributing to that. Oxidative stress is another one that can make these symptoms worse. So in some senses, you can improve some of the harsher symptoms of menopause by looking at some of these root causes. Some of the solutions are going to be support estrogen metabolism with fiber and phytoestrogens like flaxseed and miso, balance blood sugar and with protein-rich meals. Never eat carbs alone, always eat them with a protein or a fat. Spreading out your meals, making sure that you've got fasting in between, and then strength training to maintain muscle and metabolic health, as well as meditation and managing your stress. Low libido and low testosterone for men is a big problem that's affecting a lot of people. Some of the symptoms that you'll see are going to be decreased drive, increased pain and inflammation. You might see more fatigue, mood swings, really low motivation, and brain fog. Now, this can affect old and young, but as men age, they tend to lose more and more of their testosterone, which does drive down some of the libido. However, I will say that estrogen is responsible for libido in men and women, but it is the lower hormones in men that cause this for men. Now, what are some of the root causes for this? Andropause, as we talked about, as men get older, also increased toxicity and not detoxing very effectively. Microbes like mold, Lyme, viruses. Unmanaged stress is probably one of the big ones. A lack of exercise and poor diet. So some of the support that would help with this are going to be things like DIM, diindol methane, calcium deglutarate for women. Also looking at detox, opening up detox pathways and helping the body to detox. Things for men are Shilajit and Tongat Ali. These have been shown in research to be helpful in raising testosterone and indirectly raising libido. But importantly are going to be higher interval training, the HIIT training that you see, and also resistance training with weights. Others are going to be adaptogens to help manage the stress, and exercise and meditation to help you to manage your stress as well. The last one is going to be thyroid, whether it be a hyper or hypothyroid. This is a thyroid dysfunction. These symptoms can range depending on if you have hypo or hyper. Hyper, you're going to have more racing heart. You're going to have sometimes bulging eyes. You're going to have anxiety and increased sweating. With hypothyroidism, you're going to have more fatigue. You might have dry skin. You might have hair loss, and you might have depression as well. And obviously, this is a slowing down of the metabolism. Some of the root causes, one of the big ones here in America, are autoimmune condition, whether it be Hashimoto's for the hypothyroid or Graves' for the hyperthyroid. And then we have nutritional deficiencies like selenium, iodine, and zinc. And then lastly, we have chronic stress and gut imbalances. These all play a role. I would say another one would be a cell danger response, where your cells feel threatened and they start to shift things in the wrong direction to kind of slow down metabolism. What are some things to help with that? You want to look for nutrient deficiencies. Start with maybe a little bit of selenium, maybe a little bit of iodine. We should have enough iodine in our diet. Look at your diet, look at exercise, but you also want to get evaluated to see if you have some type of autoimmune disease. You can look at TPO antibodies, thyroglobulin antibodies, and there are antibodies also for the Graves'. And then you also want to reduce processed foods, gluten and wheat. Often gluten will trigger an inflammatory response or immune response that could start this whole process. So getting those out of your diet for a time and see if those are a solution for you. Lastly, I just want to say that your symptoms are not random. They are pointing to a deeper imbalance. Addressing the root cause through functional medicine will allow your body to heal naturally. If any of this information resonates with you, I encourage you to like and subscribe to get more information sent to you. Also, you can get more resources at my website, functionalhealthtn.com. Love to hear from you. So if you have questions, drop them in the comments. Hope to see you soon.